Hi, hello there, my name's Depth Charge 2030, and today I'm talking about the New 52 Future's End, issue number 10. Take a look at that cover art. That is some awesome cover art. That's just, well, the three break-in villains, as I'm calling them right now, Plastique, Coil, and Key, and Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis, they're basically just going over plans, how to break in, just like that. It's like, I want to say it's like one of those Oceans movies, so it's pretty neat. So, getting into the issue, it starts off with Superman just bursting through a building, being like, I should have expected this. So he's in Metropolis, and so there's like automated laser guns just, shooting at him. He's just breaking things. He's like, Boyer, where are you? Where are you, random guy who broke out of jail earlier last issue? And so he just breaks everything. Lois Lane pops in. She's like, hey, why are you here? Boyer wouldn't be here, or whatever it is, the hell this one guy's name is. And so he's like, oh, I'm just covering my bases, because, I'm Superman. I knew that. And, see you, Lois, and then he leaves. And then Lois is just like, oh, okay, whatever that's worth. And so then we cut back to, then we cut over to Tim Drake's bar, where the break-in villains, they're kind of talking, and then I just love the dynamic between the three. Plastique kind of being the Harley Quinn crazy of the group, and she's just being like, hey, that thing, do you think I'm a robot? Do you think I'm a robot? And he's the straight man of the group. He's just like, I just love that. I just love seeing that group interaction. And then Terry McGinnis, he just walks up to them. He's like, hey, you guys need someone on the inside. And then Key's just like, I don't know what you're that Batman guy from the park. And Cole's just like, I'm listening. And Plastique's just trying to ask what was in the cart. And so Key keeps trying to like pester him and whatnot. And then Terry just flicks him. And then he falls. And so that's awesome. So he's being polite. I'm going to go get a rag. Key's still alive, and so Tim, while handing him a rag, is just like, hey, that was a death strike right there. And, like, I know the guy who made the non-deadly one. And so Terry, he just has a moment of fright in his face, which is just breaks his, like, coolness from that panel, and that's awesome. And then it just shifts this, like, very endearing, emotional scene with Tim being like, has he mentioned me? And I was just seeing that happen, kind of gets me in the heart right there. And then Terry just lets go and just walks away being like, I wouldn't know. So Terry, he moves the conversation out of the bar, and then Tim goes back to go talk to his girlfriend, and he just gives her a jewelry box, and then they have a moment. They just kiss, and it's a pretty endearing moment. I don't hate the girlfriend. I actually like her character, and to just see this little endearing moment, I want to see more of these two. I want to see like a Tim Drake book just like this. And then we cut over to Frankenstein and his group, although Frankenstein, he's not here. Excuse me. We actually follow Hawkman, whose arm is growing back because of his nth metal. What happened is that his metal is now inside of his body, so it's healing. His hand's healing. It's kind of gross looking, but he's got his flesh back. So his entire arm is healing, so yeah. So Hawkman, he's just talking to Amethyst. He's like, I'm going to hunt down the brute who slaughtered my people. And then he gets all angry. He's like, I am a warrior. And then Amethyst just puts him in his place, just points her sword at him, just like, don't you talk to me like that now, sir. And then Hawkman's just like, I think I just fell in love. And then turns out his Stormwatch communicator, because it was a backup, it goes off, being like, distress call. And so Hawkman, he's relieved. He's like, hey, I'm not the only one alive. Someone else is out there. And that's the end of that. And then we cut over to Grifter, what he's doing, and he kind of gets beat the crap out of by a invisible Omak. And this part of the issue is kind of the weakest because it's just Grifter kind of going over some stuff, and then he just gets beaten up by an invisible Omak, and then 50 Sue and her annoyingness pops in. She's just like, "Oh, you're finally interesting," and then goes off and like, "We gotta go be Sherlock Holmes now." And then we cut over to Canada, where Big Barda is actually hiding out. She's going as Jane Kirby, ha, 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 and so actually Emiko, Green Arrow's half sister, I believe, is kind of following her around to ask her to help her, and then it is revealed that she's Big Barda. So, yeah, and that's the end of the issue. A couple questions are raised for me at the end of the issue involving Big Barda, because we saw a Barda. You know, there's Earth 2, regular Earth, you know. So I'm kind of like, is this regular Earth Barda, or is this like Earth 2 Barda? Because if so, someone in the art department effed up. And so, yeah, everything in the issue was good. The only weak parts of it, I would say, were the Superman bit and the Grifter bit. Because, you know, 50 Sue is a dummy. And so, everything else, though, it's solid. It's great. I like Hawkman and Amethyst's interaction. I like the villain interactions. I like that one moment with Tim Drake and Terry. It's just great. It's just, I was like, oh man, that's so great. And then I just want to see more of that. And so, yeah, unfortunately, no. So, I gotta give it a 3.5 out of 5. The art in this issue was good, but yeah, I'm happy to see Future's End chugging along like this. I really do like Future's End, so yeah. My name is Depth Charge 2030. See y'all later.